Hi friends, Andy Vegan on my weekly juice fasting day. And it is gentle juice fasting because that means gentle, that means that it is always a delight, so it feels great. Yeah, that's the purpose. Otherwise, if I don't feel great, I'm so distracted, my mind cannot focus really, and I don't feel the energy flow, basically. Healing is the free-floating energy in the body. It's ancient science, and more we understand that basically we are all is energy basically. So it has to flow free, it hasn't been disrupted the flow, all times flow, and then the body has the capacity to heal if the body, the energy flows freely. And we feel that, yeah. And then we have the chance to feel it if we feel happy, if we feel great. If we do not focus on the pain or something, a pain is stuck, then the energy flow is blocked. So feeling great is the key. That's why it has to be gentle juice fasting. That way everybody can do it. Feeling great is good for everybody, and so you can do it for decades. Always. Once a week is recommended, and over time the effect is more and more intense. It begins very gentle, and it gets more and more intense if you do it really a long time. Then you go deeper and deeper, all by time. That's always the same principle. And with food or with exercise, with practice, anything you want to achieve has to be systematized, systematic, focused on the goal. And to do it regularly is the key in general. So gentle juice fasting for that alone is the most effective way of fasting, considering who can do it, everybody, and that it is so easy. And of course, the flow principle, to feel this energy flow inside. This is the basic idea. So today I make a new recipe, like every week, a new juicing recipe that is with a lot of nutrients, and that is the most nutrients we get in green vegetables, and also in red, for example, beet. I have a nice beet here, and some leaves of kale. This is the most nutrient dense green there is at all. I even can use the stems. As you can see, there are some stems. And the beet is one of the most interesting vegetables for flavor. An endless variety of flavors comes out of beet if you combine it with fruit. For example, also the kale, the same with the kale. I cannot drink just kale juice by itself. And some people do, but most people won't like it. It's not that tasty. It doesn't feel great. So I combine greens like kale and beets with oranges. This is basically an orange juice. I have 3 large oranges here, the base of my juice, and it has very different properties. Not only the nutrients, but the flavor also is a nutrient, as we learn more and more from science. And it combines nicely with beet, makes beet palatable and delicious. And also the kale. Sometimes the kale can have a little bit of harsh flavor, especially if it is harvested too early before the first frost. Then it can be a little bit bitter, but after the first frost, the kale is a winter vegetable, usually in Germany, and then it gets even sweet because there's so much nutrients in there, it gets sweet even. So that is very nice, but you make sure you juice it with some fruit. It's also very nice. And to refine this recipe, this is a basic recipe with 3 ingredients, I would put some refinement to it with lemon and ginger, classic combination, classic pairing. Lemon and ginger is perfect. This is antioxidant, this is anti-inflammatory, with very, very many other health benefits, alkalining, and well, there are so many stories about ginger and lemon, we all know, and they are wonderful combinations for many, many recipes. So I have made this recipe before without this, now I do it with. Let's see what it is like. I taste it in a moment in front of your eyes. And my juice is ready. There's a liter almost, I would say about a liter. And I had to put a little bit more ginger here, more ginger into the juice. Maybe now I have like this part of the ginger completely in it. This part is in there, about this amount. If you want to know, I mean, you can always taste it and put more ginger in later, because sometimes it's too hot then, you don't like it. On this time, in this case, it was a little bit too sour from the lemon, so I use a little bit more ginger. It also depends on the oranges you have. The oranges are very sweet, yeah. Then you don't need that much ginger, because they are not so. But the sour oranges, yeah, they have a little bit more less sugar, and so the ginger might be nicer to balance the sour flavor from the lemon. But that is always up to ingredients you have, you know, and so on. I said a little bit about the kale before. It can be bitter or sweet, yeah, and these kind of things are always different. These measurements are always in general, and you always have to taste it for yourself to make the final decision. But if they have a small number of ingredients, it is always easy to find out how to change it and how to get it to the best point. So now here I taste it. I did not taste it with the more ginger. I will see that now. Let's see. Oh, that's very good. Very good. Very strong and powerful juice. You see, this is the fiber that comes out of the juicer. Yeah, this is the pulp, the trester, and I juiced it several times because in the trester, also depending on the ingredients and the juicer, sometimes you have some more juice in the trester and also some more flavor. It also changes the flavor if you juice the trester again to have more juice and more different nutrients in the juice. So it's recommended to juice it properly so all the juice comes out. Yeah. And what you have then over the trester is mostly the fiber. Fiber is usually in the food one of the healthiest things in the food, because the bacteria in the intestines, they live on that fiber. Yeah. That's very important to keep the bacteria happy. Yeah. So the fiber is very important, and because it regulates also the nutrient intake, absorption of nutrients. Sugar, for example, it can rush into the blood, and then you have a sugar spike, and that can lead to problems with the intestine, with the insulin, and cause diabetes. Of course, not if you eat a whole food plant-based diet with whole foods and fresh foods. You never have that problem. Yeah, usually you can even heal diabetes number 2 with this kind of food. And you don't need medication then anymore once you are healed. Yeah, but you have to replace that diet. But when you take out the fiber, then you have a problem, because the fiber is what regulates makes the food really healthy. That has to be whole food. Yeah, that's very important to have a healthy diet. But in juice, we don't have whole food. We have just juice without the fiber. That is usually not very healthy. But the exception is the idea of fasting is not for doing it every day. The idea of fasting is reducing the calories we need, not the nutrients. The nutrients can be full, but the calories, the energy we take in from the calories that burns in the blood, that is reduced. And the intestines, the body, is put to rest. So we rest, we don't digest. The juice puts the nutrients directly into the bloodstream without digestion, without using energy for the digestion. Usually from the food, 60% of the energy is used for digesting the food. To get the nutrients into the body, we need 60% of energy from the food. Without these fiber, the nutrients go directly into the blood, and that should only be done for a short period of time, because then the system should go back to work. Yeah? The intestine needs to work regularly, but having a rest can be very good. You can also do it with intermittent fasting. If you fast for 16 hours a day, for example, and eat only for 8 hours, it's called intermittent fasting. Then the body begins to consume the toxins in itself. They also unhealthy cells like cancer cells. They will be consumed by the body itself. So intermittent fasting can be very good, but to me, I do almost, principally I do every day intermittent fasting a little bit, not the strict way, but I eat only for a short time during the day, but it doesn't take away from my gentle juice fasting. This is really the top. Yeah. Once a week, no food at all, just juices, fresh juices. Then the system turns around and rests for one whole day, and there is the night before and the night after, and it adds to almost 40 hours or so if you make the math. That is very nice, a long extended fasting period, for resting period for the body, and the body really can rejuvenate, regenerate, and the mind can focus on meditation, being creative. It's very nice experience. To me, I would add, say, after eating a plant-based diet and practicing tree yoga flows, that is the modern yoga, I would say, that is better than any other yoga I practiced before. So after doing these things, the third I would recommend for everybody is doing gentle juice fasting. Because really, that is the very most effective thing of fasting, and it's so much fun every week to have this practice, this routine. And of course, like everything, when we need to achieve something in life, it's to have a goal, focus, a bindu, and systematic approach to do it regularly, to make sure we get to the end. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If so, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. I have another recipe every single day. Once a week you have a new juice recipe, like today. And you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And for the juicing fans, you can go to Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. That's our page for moon fasting. Yeah, we have a new calendar is out now, where you have all the best fasting days, the moon days, special moon days like full moon, new moon, 11 days after each. So you have 4 moon days in 1 month. So basically 4 weeks. So basically average 1 day a week in the average. You have this juice fasting day, and you can have this calendar and see when the best juice fasting days are. But more important than the calendar is to do it every week once, no matter what day. That's most important. That's the basic idea, and I hope you enjoy. You can also come to that Facebook page, Tree Yoga Moon Fasting, and enjoy the new recipes every week. Hope to see you soon.